Okay, I wanted to go over some exporting and saving in Lightroom. I've had this question come up a few times. Let's say you want to save this image or a series of images. Of course, we need to be in library mode. Hit export. The export dialog box is where it all takes place. Where we want to put it is going to be our export location. So if we want to designate a specific folder, we're going to select specific folder. We want to choose a folder later. That's if you're making a preset. We're not going to use that if we're actually exporting images. If you want to put it in the same folder that it came from, you can select that. If you want to put it in the same folder and then put it in a subfolder, let's say for Facebook or master edits, you can simply select put in subfolder, but make sure you know where your original folder is. If you're not sure, it's very simple. Uncheck specific folder, choose. It's going to go through your hard drive. We're going to pick the external photos and places, wherever you happen to want to place these. Okay, this happens to be in Helen and master edits, and I'll select that folder. So now my drive, photos, places, Helen, master edits. If I still wanted to put this in a subfolder, let's say I saved it as a master edit as a high-res JPEG without resizing, or a TIFF master file without resizing, I would put it right in the master edits. But let's say I wanted to also save a file for Facebook. Well, then I'll just check this, put Facebook, and then size it appropriately for Facebook. And if you're not sure about what to do for resizing, I've got a article on my website, f8atlanta.com. It's got a whole bunch of presets that I use for Facebook, high-res, low-res, masters, all of these items here, and it gives you a screencast of my actual settings that I use. And that's basically it. Whether you want a watermark or not, I pretty much keep the sharpening on screen standard unless I'm going to do my own printing. Metadata, copyright, and contact info only. I don't necessarily want to include all of my information in my camera data. So those I don't change, and those are pretty much going to stay closed. The only things that I change, I don't necessarily rename my files. I keep the file name as it was created in the camera. And post-processing, I show and explore. What that does is it gives me confirmation that the photos ended up where I intended them to go. You can also have it do nothing, and there's other choices here which I'm definitely not going to choose at this juncture. If I'm going to open Photoshop, I'm going to do it from here. If I've selected 100 images to save, I'm sure I'm not going to open up Photoshop. So that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and save this. I'm not going to check this. We're going to put it in the master edits. We're going to export it. You can see the process up here. It's going to tell us, where we're at, and the file is highlighted. So now, by showing in Explore, it tells me my path, tells me where it ended up, and I actually see the photo. If I click on it, all your data is at the bottom. Of course, this is a PC. Mac could be slightly different. Close that out. And that's about it. I've also been asked, for catalogs, how many catalogs do I work with? I basically work with one catalog. You can have one for business, one for personal. That's up to you, but that's pretty much my answer on catalogs. And I used to have a lot of catalogs when Lightroom first came out, but realized having one master catalog is beneficial. You can see that I've got 60,000 images in this particular catalog, and it doesn't affect how the process of the speed of the program itself. I keep my images on an external drive, not on my hard drives. And that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, shoot them over to me at joe@joefederico.com. Thanks for watching.